Good morning, everyone. So, entering into our phase 2 of our Pilates functional mobility trainings, we're just going to amp things up slightly, just add some new components, use still some of the old pieces, but just gonna hit the body just a little bit differently now. So let's come down onto our mats, just taking this opportunity to stretch for a moment. So just reclining back, making sure that your lower back is always pressed into the mat. When we come down, there should be no gap there. So again, really taking that belly button to spine always. So let's bring those knees in for a nice squeeze here. Just take a moment just to rock side to side, just massaging that lower spine. Taking your arms out wide like a T, release those legs to the right as gaze goes to the left. Feeling a beautiful spinal twist stretch here. Just taking a moment to breathe, and let's bring those legs back through center. Releasing them to the left now as gaze goes to the right. Feeling that nice spinal twist stretch now on that right side body. And then we'll bring those knees back into center, giving them one more squeeze here. And then just set those heels down on your mat, keeping your heels close to those glutes, going into those anterior pelvic tilts. Always warming things up. So tilt that pelvis to the sky, taking belly button down to the spine. As you inhale, driving those hips up, feeling that squeeze at the top, and exhaling as you come down one notch of your vertebrae at a time here. Inhale, rise it up, squeeze and get as high as you can, and exhaling to bring that down. And each time you do this, reset that foundation. So tilt that pelvis, belly button to spine, inhale, rise it up, and exhale, bringing it down. The pelvis. One more here. Driving it down. Extend those legs in front of you, taking that right ankle just above that left kneecap. Inhaling to prepare, flex that left foot, pushing that belly button to spine. Exhale as you drive that leg up to sky. Inhale, taking it down, really getting into those inner abdominal muscles. Exhale, drive it up. Inhale, bring it down. Now release that right heel, extend that right leg. Left ankle now comes above that right knee. Inhale to prepare, flex that right foot. Exhale, drive it up to sky. Inhale, bring it down. Let that go. Bring those knees into chest for a minute. Just rock side to side, resetting that lower back. Extend those legs out in front of you. Again, if you need to make that little triangle under your coccyx, under that lower part of that spine, the base of the tailbone here. As we inhale, bringing that leg up, your toes can be pointed or flexed here. It doesn't make a difference. And we're just going to swing this leg out, coming into those nice hip circles, just opening things up. You may feel a couple little cracks and pulls here in the hip. It's completely normal. Just working it out here. This is the 5th one here, using your breath work. And we'll go in the opposite direction. Wonderful. We'll just reset here. Inhale, rising that left leg up, circling it out, using that breath work. Always using your breath to make this work for you as you are focusing on this meditation and your diaphragm breathing here as you work through these transverse abdominis exercises. Going in the opposite direction for 5. Amazing. Bring those knees back in the chest for one more final squeeze here as we will now take it up our mat. So starting from here, I'm going to use my Pilates ball, but absolutely use a weight, whatever might work for you, or even if you have a block, anything that you might have at home that's going to give you a little something to work with. So at this point, I want you to think about taking your legs hip width apart. A lot of these moves, we do that. It's just neutral stance, driving that belly button to spine always, and anterior tilting that pelvis. So glutes can be turned on here, they can be squeezed, so totally okay. Rolling those shoulders down and back, lift up your object, whether it's a ball or a weight, and we're just going in circles. So I just want you to take circles, but really taking that belly button to spine. This is a rotation all driven from your core. It's all my inner transverse abdominis working here, just warming up that core for 2 more here. Perfect. And pausing here as we go in the opposite direction. And breathing always. Perfect. Coming into our wood chops. So again, you can take the Pilates ball, or you can use a weight or a block, whatever you might have. So use your tools. So taking this motion, I'm going to be rotating from my left foot here. So it's kind of like a kickstand for me. So inhaling, bringing it up, really driving that belly button to spine, and exhaling as I drive it down. 2. Perfect. Taking it to the other side, using that foot as a kickstand as I inhale to rise, and exhale as I bring it through. Really squeezing with those abdominals. Perfect. Using your ball again, or a weight, whatever speaks to you. Taking those legs just slightly wider than hips. I like to come out on a 45 with my feet. Everybody's anatomy is different. My tibia bone, my shin bone, is just a little bit different for me. I cannot do a forward foot squat. So we're coming down into a squat, but we're going to raise our ball in front of us. So this again is going to get right into those deeper transverse abdominal muscles. And again, this is just a wonderful move for functional mobility, just our everyday daily activity. It just helps. So I want you to think about even lifting those toes ever so slightly off the mat here, as I'm going to be working my inner thighs as well as my glutes and hamstrings. So inhale, drop it down. Exhale, drive it up. I'm just going to set this ball down for a moment. We're coming into our oblique side bends now, so I want you to think about taking a goddess stance. So your heels come right to the very edge of the mat. Again, lifting those toes ever so slightly, activating my glutes, hamstrings, inner thigh muscles, using that as my support system as I drop it down as low as you can come down in your goddess. Drive those knees out. Taking your hands beside your head here, taking that belly button to spine as I alternate right to left. Make sure you're breathing. Perfect, bringing it right back up. So again, I'm taking my ball, you use a weight or any object of choice. An option here is to have it extended in front, or you can take it overhead, whatever the degree of comfort is for your shoulder anatomy and range of motion. So I'm going to take my ball overhead, taking that belly button to spine. Again, legs are hip width apart, and anterior tilted pelvis always. All right, so I'm going to drive right leg up and then left. So taking my time using my breath. It's right comes up, then left. More. Perfect. And we'll just keep this ball with us. We're going to come into a modified lunge with a knee up. So again, just going to hit that core, slightly different, but we're still keeping the glutes, the inner thigh muscles, everything still activated, as it is still all part of our pelvic girdle and what stabilizes us and helps us with our everyday mobility. So coming to the one edge of my mat, I'm going to come out on my right leg first. So I'm going to take that ball, rolling my shoulders down and back, making sure my pelvis is anterior tilted again forward, driving that belly button to spine always. I'm stepping out wide in my modified lunge and exhaling to drive that knee up, okay? So you may find you can get a little bit of momentum here driving, but I want you to think about really sitting back on that right glute. 4, 5, and breathe. 6, 7, And if this does not serve you bringing the knee up, just step it together. Going for 5 more here. Perfect. Now coming to the opposite side, driving out with that left leg now, making sure that belly button is to spine always. Anterior tilted pelvis, okay? Step it out left, drive that knee up. Okay, perfect. We're going to set that down now. Coming into our squat with a knee tuck. So what that's going to look like, again, taking your legs again. Anatomy is different for everybody. Again, I'm coming out because my tibia bone, a little bit wider than hips, toes on a 45. And again, anterior pelvic tilt, driving belly button to spine. So we're squatting down, lifting right, squatting down, lifting left. Perfect. Coming into our plank walkouts now. So starting from the back of your mat, again, driving that pelvis forward, belly button to spine. You're going to drop it down, walk all the way out in that plank, and walk it all the way back up, keeping that core as tight as you can. And we'll just do 5 of these. Perfect. Okay, coming down to our bird dogs. So again, stressing about the bird dogs. It's not so much about how high this leg comes out. I want you to think about the reaching of the movement. It's the lengthening. It's not about how high the leg goes into the air. It's about the lengthening of the movement. We want to open things up and get that range of motion with the body, okay? So making sure that those shoulders are stacked over your wrists, always protecting your joints. Toes are tucked to protect your kneecap, okay? Belly button to spine. We'll take that right arm out first, extending left leg. As you reach, exhale, drive it in. Switching sides, resetting the foundation, always making sure Shoulders are over wrists, knees are protected, toes are tucked. We're going to be reaching with the left arm and extending the right leg. Exhale, drive it in. Inhale to reach, exhale to drive. Perfect. Okay, coming into our frog legs with our hip thrust. Because again, like I stated, our hips and our glutes are all interconnected with our core. So I like to take those feet, pressing the soles of the feet together, which is going to activate the inner thigh muscles as we take our dumbbell onto our hips. And if you have a block, you can even set your feet up on top of a block or some sort of a support to get a little bit more of an elevated lift. Taking your dumbbell across your hips, anterior tilting that pelvis, belly button to spine, pressing through those feet. Drive it up, pulling it down. Inhale to rise, exhale to lower. Perfect. Just set that aside now if you used a weight, or you could have used a block or your Pilates ball again if you have that. So we're just going to take that Pilates ball back, or use your weight, whatever you have with you for a tool for some tension and resistance. And we're just going to bring that just above chest level at eye level here while we bend our knees. So here I want you to really think again about making sure that lower back is in contact. If you have that belly button to spine and that lower back is pressed into the mat, your core should be completely turned on. So 90-90 legs, arms up, and we're going to just take our time. Inhale to prepare, exhale, lower that right knee, tap that heel to the ground, bring it back up. Left. Right. When we slow things down and we're more intentional about what we're doing and not using momentum, you should feel it more. You should be feeling this. If this is too easy for you, then you are not pressing your back into the ground the way that you should, nor are you driving that belly button to spine, because you should be feeling this. And if you're not doing it right. This is 7. We're going for 10 more of these. Okay, coming into those beautiful backups again. Just a great exercise to get that lower back. So options, you can use Sphinx pose if you choose for your back extension. So just coming down completely to your tummy and having your hands right by your chest here. If you want to inhale and rise up, lifting those hips off your mat, and then exhaling to lower down. And then from here, we'll just take those hands behind our head here as we come up for 10 from here. Perfect. Pressing back up, grabbing our bands, coming into that hip flexor pull. Cannot get enough of this. So just ensuring that your band is around the back arch of the left foot and over top of the right as we are going to pull for 20 pulls on the right. More. Shake that off. We're going to go right into that left side. So the band now will be over top of the left foot. More. Exercise is so good. I know I preached about it last time, and I do in all of my classes, how we sit with such poor posture and we are so tight in the front of our legs and our hip flexors that we need to strengthen and lengthen those. So coming onto our back bodies, we're going to come down into those leg switches. So again, I want you to think about taking your chin directly to your chest, which is instantly going to turn on your core, making sure that there is no gap under your spine. That core should be turned on, shoulders are lifted off the mat. Feet are hovered off the mat. You're bringing right in for 2, left for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Going for 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. Coming right into your plank. So making sure your feet are together, legs are always active, toes are together. Drop the glutes, belly button to spine, shoulders are right over those wrists. Coming into our plank rock. So we're coming forward and back, slowing it down, making it intentional. It's forward and back. This is 2. more from here. Amazing. All right, we're going to come into those pigeon lifts just because they hit those lower abdominals so well. So take that right knee to the right edge of your mat, extending your left leg exactly behind you here, ever so straight, making sure that left kneecap is completely down. But tuck those left toes, okay? So making sure those shoulders again are stacked over those wrists, and I want you to carve out those lower abdominals. So as you lift this leg up, you're really using those lower abs to pull. Amazing. We're switching sides. Drive that left knee out to the edge of the mat now as you extend the right leg back, making sure that kneecap is completely down, but tucking those right toes. Shoulders are stacked over wrists, using those lower abdominals to pull this leg up. Perfect. All right, coming back to your ball or your weight, whatever you choose to use as your tool. Taking those feet together, again, pressing through the soles of the feet in our froggy butterfly legs. Using the ball as you inhale to prepare and exhale, drive it up. Sorry, I'm very depleted here. It's hard for me to do this exercise as my body fat is quite low right now, so I'm going to use my seat to assist with my feet here because it hurts my glutes. So I apologize. That's 10. I'm going to give you time to do 5 more. So 5, keep going. Pull it up. 4, good. Keep hitting it. 3, good. We're going for 2 more. 2, that's it. And last one. Good job. Okay, coming into tabletop position. So taking this Pilates ball or a block, if you have a block or a pillow, anything can serve you for this move. So in tabletop position, toes are always tucked again. We're always protecting our knees, and shoulders are stacked over those wrists, taking that belly button to spine gives you a neutral spine. So from here, I want you to inhale, lift up, lift those knees off the mat, and we're pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 3, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 4, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. All right. coming onto our back bodies, just for a pause here. Bringing those knees into chest, giving them a squeeze, rocking side to side, taking a moment just to massage that lower spine, taking those arms out wide like a T, release legs to the right as gaze goes to the left. Inhale, bring those knees back through center, release to the left now as gaze goes to the right. Feeling that wonderful stretch. And we'll bring those legs back through center. Release your right heel, put your left ankle on top of your right knee. Just take your left hand, press to open that hip, play with this move. And if it feels okay, just interlace those fingers behind that right thigh, rock side to side here. And if you can, and when you're ready, just let those legs fall to the right as gaze goes to the left. You're now going to feel a beautiful side stretch into the back part of your left hip, as well as into the left side body and spinal column. Wonderful. We'll bring those knees back through center. Release that left heel. Now your right ankle goes on top of the left knee. Use your right hand just to push open that right knee ever so gently. And if you feel comfortable enough, interlace those fingers behind that left thigh. Draw it into chest. Rock side to side here. Beautiful figure four. Opening up those hips. And then just let the legs fall to the left. As you take your gaze to the right, feeling that beautiful side body stretch, as well as into the front of the right hip and the back of the right hip. Gets into that spot where we get so sore, any lower back pain. A lot of times this will help relieve this. And again, a lot of lower back pain is driven from tight hips and tight hip flexors. So incorporating these mobility exercises, especially on your active rest day, allows you to just open things up a little bit more and just get into those tendons and ligaments and just, you know, start working within your range of motion and getting some better movement, and your lifts, your exercise, everything will just improve. All right, so there we are, phase 2 of mobility training, and we will up the ante for phase 3. Have a wonderful day.